here's where we're starting to get into the real message of Jonah. Back in verse 5, each cried out to his own God. In the original Hebrew, indicate panic, stark fear, pagan panic, crying out to their little wooden statues or their metal images, whatever they were praying to, little sticks, whatever it was. They were in verse 5, they were crying out to him. Their fear was horizontal, of nature, of death, of circumstances, and their worship was fragmented to their many gods. Most of them in that day were polytheistic. They believed in lots of gods. But by verse 16, their fear had become vertical to Yahweh. Their worship is singular in the original Hebrew, and their devotion is binding, their vows. Wayiru Yirah Gedola et Yahweh, which means, in Hebrew, means they feared the Lord with a great and covenantal fear and reverence. They weren't calling out to him like they called out to those pagan gods. This kind of vow in the original Hebrew, it's not a casual promise. It's a binding, covenantal commitment made to God. That's what these people on this ship were doing right then. This was more than a moment of terror. It was more than a jailhouse conversion. It was an actual turn of allegiance. Now these sailors, moments earlier, were crying out to their own gods in verse 5, are now, by verse 16, fearing Yahweh, offering him sacrifices, and binding themselves with covenantal vows that you can't break. And it is here that we see the actual first revival in the book of Jonah.